Okay, this is the beginning of the knife video. We're going to have 3 or 4 different boxes or bags of knives we're going to bring out, different makers. But first of all, as Scavs over at Acquired Bowie Cutlery always says, veterans, we love you. And we care about you. And when I say we love you, I mean I love you. I love you, what you've done for our country, your willingness to serve. And not only do I love you, but our YouTube community loves you. America loves you. And we care about you. So if you ever have trouble or you need help, reach out to one of us and we're there, whatever we can do. So I'm going to get you set up and we'll take a look at some of these. I'm going to start out with some of my Jeff White knives. I'm going to have to freehand it because I don't think I can get them all in the camera, so we'll bring you right back. Okay, here's a few of my Jeff White knives. I absolutely love these knives. This first one I believe is a patch knife. This is made by an apprentice of Jeff White's, Double B. Second one is a Bush 1 knife. Another patch knife. A Bush 2 knife. It's a little thicker, a lot thicker. And this one was made for Dave Canterbury Pathfinder School. I really like this one. It's one of my favorites. The Kephart design. Here's a little bird and fish knife. Here's another Bush 2 HD for the Dave Canterbury School. Here's a Dave Canterbury Jeff White butcher knife from the old school design. And here's one of my all-time favorites, a Jeff White Camp King. So there we go on the, these are all 1095 high carbon steel, hand forged. So I'm going to just move right along to the next round of knives. I'm trying not to make this video too long, but I just wanted to, let the knife community that Fatwood guys are knives too. Love knives too. I've loved knives since I was a little boy. I've always been a knife guy. So I'll get you set up for the next round and we'll bring you right back. Okay, here's a few of my Moras. I love my Mora knives, as you can tell. Called it different models, different colors. Got the Mora hatchet, I love that. I got the Mora 1, 2, and 3. A couple of Mora Light My Fires. The Mora Eldris. Bushcraft, I've had a few of those. My stainless Garberg. The Consball, I love the Consball is a really good knife. Here's my Mission 22, gifted to me by DY Dark Matter and Granny Monster. The Bushcrafter, Mora 2000. The Bushcraft Companion, and then my Mora draw knife. So I know I'm going kind of quick on these guys, but like I said, I don't want to drag this out on you too long. So there's my Moras. So stick around and we'll bring you back some others. I only got a couple more boxes to go. Okay, here's my SOG revolvers. I love these knives. You can tell I pick one up every time I can get a good deal. What I like about these so much is they're just a great hunting knife. You got the blade and the gut hook for gutting your deer. You got the saw for cutting the pelvic bone. You can do everything, cut wood, cut bone. But I really like these knives. These are one of my favorites and they have a special meaning to me from years ago. So anyhow, there's my SOG revolvers. Okay, here's the next round of knives. I couldn't get them all on there, so I'll have to do one more time. Here's a lot of these are all the knives that are made for me. This was made by my brother Macca over in the UK with that beautiful sheath from Tim and Big Dog Leather. I don't know if you can see the Punisher he etched on the blade. It's 5160 steel, 5/16 of an inch thick. Here's a knife from Mr. Wallace, Wallace Works. My brother Reaper Militia Outdoors gifted me that. Here's the wood muck from Mike Ware over at Hawk and Wolf Knives, gifted me by my brother Nathan 4071. Here's my one-of-a-kind Fatwood knife that my brother Eddie at Backyard Custom Knives had made for me in the beautiful custom sheath that Tim and Big Dog Leather had made. Here's my Karen bit that my brother Phil over at Waterton Field gifted me. Here is my Benchmade 162 Bushcrafter that my brother Nathan 4071 gifted me. Here's my Crawdaddy Forge friction folder that my brother Ron T. Sawyer, the legend, had sent me. Then I found a couple Moras that I missed. My Mora Garberg Black. Here's a Mora laminate. It's like a Sanmai. It's got a stainless steel with a high carbon steel sandwiched in between. Here's another custom made knife from my brother Eddie of our Backyard Custom Knives. Beautiful work, Eddie. Here's another custom knife made by Jerry Hagerman, Wood Shop and Outdoors, gifted to me by Colorado Bushcraft. Thank you, Mitchell. And here's my Leatherman Crunch. This is special to me because it's given to me by my brother AK Salaman. I wear that every single day at work, brother. Here's a chopper from hell. They got thick, 1/4 inch thick. That also was made by Jerry Hagerman, Wood Shop and Outdoors, gifted to me by my brother James at Harshman Hills. This one's very special. This is a gift, one of the last gifts I've received from my brother Bill Milton. He really wanted me to see me gut and skin a deer with that, and I still will. Here's my little LT Wright. Here's a Case XX, my Canadian or my Cold Steel Canadian belt knife. Here's my Mula Viking from my brother Nathan 4071. There's my K-Bar TDI, great defense knife. My Charade fillet knife. Here's my Bear knife, made for me and gifted to me by my brother Will Patriot. And here's a very special one gifted to me by my brother Cowboy Seabop for a very special veteran. And that veteran was my son. He gifted that to me. And here's my Buck 119. So that's that group there. So I'm going to go ahead and get set up for the next round, and I think we got them all covered. I forgot to mention these two. These are hand forged with metal work by my brother James over at Old School with a Modern Twist. He hand forged these, both of these for me, and made the sheaths. So thank you, brother James. I didn't want to leave those out. Okay, here's the next round of knives. Holy smokes, I got a lot more knives than I thought. I think one more table and table half full and we'll get them done. What we got, I love this Kershaw with all the exchange blades. Great hunting knife. These knives here, I love these knives from Soligen, Germany. Very, very good steel. There's my K-Bar from a brother I won from Reapers Militia Outdoors giveaway. There's one of my early hunting knives. Another Soligen, Germany. Another Buck 119. Here's one of my Pumas, my Puma Bowie knife, my Puma Skinner. Here's a Case XX set that fits in that sheath. I love that. Here's a Carl Schlepper Jim Bowie. We call that the eye in the sun, or the one eye, I can't remember. AK-47 bayonet. Charade Sharpfinger. I think that's the Sharpfinger. Here's my Western Axe knife set combo. Love that one. Another Soligen, Germany. It's got a folding fork and spoon. Little buffalo skinner. Gotta have a Ulu. Couple CRKT neck knives. Little Camulus beater. Here's my little K-Bar bayonet. I stick that on my Glock 19. Here's a little Camulus tomahawk. Here's a very cool one, handmade. I turned the handle and put the spike in the end. And my brother Will Patriot made the blade out of a Harley Davidson rotor, so it's called the Rotor Hawk. And I think that covers those. So we'll get set up. I got a bunch of Swiss Army knives and pocket knives that we'll run for the next round, and we'll see you in just a minute. Okay, here's the last round of knives. We're into the pocket knives now. Got my Spyderco. This Kershaw is my EDC for work because it carries bits in the side and it's got a nut driver. Got a few of these Swiss cards. That's what comes in the Swiss cards: the scissors, ballpoint pen, tweezers, toothpick, file, and a little knife. And what do we got here? A few of my Swiss Army knives. I picked up this Swiss clip that bolts on the side. I don't like knives that fall down deep in my pocket, so I got that. Love my Swiss Army knives. Here's the Swiss Army Farmer. I like any Swiss Army knife that has a saw. I like this one because it's a Swiss Army Soldier. A couple of open L's, a number 12 and a number 7. Here's a Case XX, little buck knife, old timer. Here's a buck with the Idaho stamp on the blade. Little survival knife with a MOLLE attachment. a little Tucson, my brother Nathan. And I love them Kershaw Lakes. This one here I got from my brother Reaper Militia Outdoors. And here's another buck. Well, that's about it for today, you guys. I got quite a few more packed away in boxes and in bug out bags, but kind of gives you the old idea here that old redneck, he's a knife guy too. I love my knives. So thank you all very much for coming along and checking out my knives, and we'll see you on the next one.